Hi, this is John with PDF Tax. This is the 1040 for 2019. It's a draft copy which was just released on July 11th, so you can see it still has the watermark right here. You can't file your tax return with it, but it's a draft copy to show what the form is going to look like when it's finally reached the final version. And so I've added a few enhancements to it after I downloaded it from the IRS. I added these yellow navigation buttons so we can navigate around a little bit better. And also the big difference between 2018 and 2019 is that we only have 3 schedules in 2019, whereas we had 6 in 2018. So the IRS has consolidated their schedules quite a bit, which is nice because it's more compact, I think, and I like that a lot better. So we're just going to work with this form a little bit to see how it works for 2019. I've already filled out all this header information with the names of these taxpayers and address and social security numbers. They are married filing joint, so I've checked this box here. And I put in their dependent son, and he's under 17 years old, so he qualifies for the child tax credit. I've also checked the presidential election campaign fund, but you don't need to do that if you don't want to. It's an optional thing. So let's just leave it that way. And then let's scroll down a little bit here so we can add some numbers to see how this form works. Let's say that they have $35,000 in wages between the two of them, and then maybe they have $700 in interest income from a bank account. And then the next thing we're going to say is that they have some unemployment compensation for being laid off from their work in 2019. And that goes on Schedule 1. So we'll click here to get to Schedule 1. And it's right here. And the unemployment compensation is on line 7. So maybe they had $3,200 in unemployment like that. And the total goes down to line 9. And here it says that enter here and on 1040 line 7A. So if we go back to page 1, scroll down, there it is on 7A, right there. And next we're going to say that they made a contribution to the individual retirement account, and that also goes on Schedule 1. So we'll go back here to Schedule 1 and scroll down to these adjustments, and you see on line 19 is the IRA deduction. So let's say they made $2,000 contribution for their IRA, and it tells us to put that on 1040 line 8A. So we'll go back to page 1, and there it is on 8A. Now the next thing we need to do is our standard deduction, and over here you can see for married filing joint it's $24,400 in 2019. That's a $400 increase from 2018, which is always a good thing. So we'll put that here like that, and now their taxable income is $12,500. Now let's scroll down to the next page of 1040. Our taxable income is $12,500, and we want to figure the tax on that amount of money. So to do that, we're going to go to the tax rate schedules for 2019, which is right here, and for married filing jointly. For $12,500, they're right in this range right here. So their tax is 10% of $12,500, which is $1,250. So let's go back here and put that in there like that. And they also have actually a credit because of that IRA contribution that they made. Remember, they made a $2,000 IRA contribution. They get a retirement credit for that, and that's on Schedule 3 right here, and on line 4 they get a $1,000 credit for that. So we'll put that right there, and that goes enter here and include on 1040 13B. So let's go back to 13B. There's $1,000. They also have a child tax credit because their child was under 17 years old of $250. So their total tax right now is zero because of those credits, which is kind of nice. But they also have an earned income credit, which is going to go on 18A. So we're going to go down here to the tables for the earned income credit. For married filing jointly, they have one qualifying dependent, and their adjusted gross income was $36,900, which is right in this range here. And for one qualifying dependent, it's $1,452. So let's go back up here to page 2, and on 18A we'll put 1452 right there like that. And then they get an additional child tax credit from 8812, which is $1,400. And then they probably have some income tax withheld from their W-2, which was maybe about $2,000. So that goes right there. So their refund is $4,852, which is pretty nice. So that's it. That's their tax return. So thanks for listening.